Greetings of peace. Om Shanti. We are streaming live from the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center, Raj Yoga Center in Houston, Texas, USA. Welcome to all of the viewers from America and around the world. We are very pleased to have with us today a representative from the Consulate General of India in Houston. Amit Khanna is a teacher of Indian culture, and he himself is an expert in yoga. So I'll turn the mic over to Amit ji, and just for the audience to know, we are spaced 8 feet apart and observing all social distancing protocols during this COVID-19 pandemic. Amit ji, swagatam, swagatam, swagatam. Sister Megan will just welcome you.
Thank you, Marty, for all this honor and all. Welcome to all of you for the virtual yoga session. Today we are here for the celebration of our 6th International Day of Yoga. So for this, we have 5 glorious International Day of Yoga where we have several events, huge mass gathering where people perform together various yoga practices. But this year, we are not having any major event. We are not having any major mass gathering because we are in a situation of a war against a pandemic. And we all are the warrior of that war. We are fighting a war against COVID-19. And this war is for us, for our family, for our all near dear ones. We had kept the social distancing from our near dear ones, but we are connected with all of them by a bond of love, which makes us the real human. And this bond is the real essence of the yoga too. To win this fight against this pandemic, we need the strength. And I'm thankful to all the community people, those who are coming forward to help the people, to strengthen them to fight against this pandemic, to win the fight against this pandemic. And in this sequence, our yoga community also taken various initiatives. They are having various free virtual sessions where they are trying to help the people to gain their strength, not only on the physical level, but on the mental level too. And that's why this year we are having all the events for 6th International Day of Yoga virtually. Because we want to share the great knowledge of this ancient science with the global community without any discrimination to make them win the fight against this pandemic. So I welcome to all of you in this beautiful morning for this virtual session, and I'm very thankful to Brahma Kumaris Texas for hosting this virtual session for the benefit of the community. With these words, I conclude my remarks and request to Mark Ramji to start the session and this make this morning a beautiful good morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Amit ji, for your kind words. And we are very appreciative of Consulate General of India, Houston, for supporting the yoga community and promoting yoga throughout the community. Today, we're going to talk about Raj Yoga meditation. And our objective for today's talk is to experience a few moments of peace. There are, as you know, a huge spectrum of variety of types of yoga. This particular type of yoga is called Raja Yoga meditation. Raja is a Sanskrit word, which is the mother language of Hindi. And a Raja just means a king or someone with governing power. In a spiritual sense, it means someone who has a governing power over the self. Yoga is also a Sanskrit word, the mother language of Hindi. And yoga simply means union, connection, or link. So if I am, for example, reading a book, then at that time, I'm having yoga with the book. If I am watching a movie, at that time, I am having yoga with that movie. If I am thinking of my body in any particular posture, or I am thinking of my breath, then I'm having yoga with my body or with the breath. In a similar way, if I think of a person, it could be a teacher or a friend, whomever I may have relationship with in my life, when I think of that person, I'm having a connection, a link with that person. You can call it yoga. So yoga refers to whatever I have a mental, emotional connection to. And the word meditation simply means to think about something deeply. Typically, meditation refers to introspective thinking, something spiritual. So when we say Raja Yoga meditation, we're talking about having a connection, a link, first of all, with myself, and then secondly, with a source of peace. And this power of peace gives me strength to have governing power over myself, over my emotions, and over my own body. This is the simple meaning of Raja Yoga meditation. The first step for learning Raj Yoga meditation is to understand, who am I? Who is actually going to be practicing yoga? That needs to be very clear in my mind. It's the old question, who am I? When I think of myself, what image comes into my mind? Typically, when we think of ourselves, we think of what we can see in the mirror and how we think others see us. But there's something more to me than what I can see with my eyes. My thoughts, my feelings are very real, very tangible, but it's something that I cannot see with my physical eyes. This body of mine, which is the main thing we see when we look in the mirror, this is my car, my vehicle, or you can say my costume. And when I refer to myself, I'm talking about the one who is live, conscious, the one who makes decisions, all of the beautiful aspects of myself, all of the beautiful qualities are contained within me, the live, living being, which we refer to as a soul. In Hindi, we say Atma, and in Spanish, we say Alma. This is the live, conscious being who is like the driver of this car of mine, the body. So the first step of Raj Yoga meditation is just to create this awareness within myself that there is something more to me than this body of mine. The shortcut and the easy way to experience peace is to simply take my mind away from my own body for a few moments. This immediately gives me an experience of peace. And when I am peaceful, when I, the soul, am peaceful, my entire body completely relaxes. If you think about it, when we sleep at night, why is it that we rest? Because for a few hours, I'm not thinking about my body. I'm not even aware of my body. And the body says, good, the boss, the stressful, tense, worried boss is gone for a few hours. And so my body rests. In a similar way, while being completely alert and awake, we want to take our mind, our feelings, our thoughts away from everything physical, because I need a break every day for a few moments, not necessarily for hours, but just for a few moments to give my mind a chance to relax and to experience peace. From the moment we open our eyes until the moment we go to sleep, we have so much responsibility, so much activity. There are so many things to do. Most of our attention and our energy while we're awake is directed towards taking care of our body, which we need to. Just like my car, I have to take care of it because I need it to go from A to B. At the same time, I do need to take care of myself, the driver of this car. And it doesn't take a lot of time, just a few moments to be introspective, withdraw my mind from everything physical, and give myself a chance to relax. Now, let's talk about actually how to practice Raj Yoga meditation. Step 1, understanding myself. When I ask myself this question, who am I? What is it exactly that I look like? If I could take my body off and put it on a coat hanger, what will I see in the mirror? We say the soul or the Atma. In science, we say psyche or consciousness. This is the life, the one who is live, like a point of light or a being of light, the one who's the driver of this car. We say that this life of energy, me, the live being, sits right here in the driver's seat. And these windows are my eyes through which I see. How do I function inside? When we look at the body, we understand in general terms that there are all the organs, the heart, the lungs, the brain, and all of these organs function together to make the body go. But for the soul itself, for the live conscious being, how do I function inside? You can see there are like 3 organs for the soul, or 3 powers. These are mind, intellect, and subconscious. Why we need to know this? Just so that when I'm thinking of myself, when I start to go introspective and think deeply about myself, I can see how it is that I'm functioning inside. The mind is a thought factory. My mind is creating thoughts 24/7, 365 days a year, even when I'm sleeping. So I cannot stop thinking, even if I want to. My mind is a thought factory working overtime all the time. So in this Raj Yoga meditation, we are not going to try to clear our thoughts or to stop our thoughts. Instead, we're going to harness the power of thoughts and use this power to give myself an experience of peace. The second power within the consciousness, or you can say soul, is the intellect. Intellect is the one that makes all the decisions. So I might have 30 thoughts, 100 thoughts, but one of these thoughts, my intellect must select and put it into action. Because we don't always do everything which we think about, whether it's good or bad. So it is this power of intellect which decides what to do from whatever I have thought about. Then whatever actions I perform, this action creates an experience, and it's recorded in my subconscious. This is happening in a fraction of a second, all day long, like this. Most of the time we're on autopilot. We are not too much aware of what we are thinking and what type of actions are coming out of that. It's like the plane is flying on itself, by itself. So what we want to do is harness the power of our thoughts and give my own intellect some better options to choose from. This process of creating thoughts, making decisions, it's reinforcing whatever is in my subconscious, which we call personality traits, habits, or tendencies. In Hindi, we say man, buddhi, sanskar, mind, intellect, and subconscious. And then connected to me is all of the organs and my own body. So the soul, me, is the Raja, the king of the self. And mind, intellect, subconscious are my ministers, mantri. And then these ministers are in charge of all the organs of the body my workers. So what is our situation now? It's like this mind, intellect, subconscious, and all of these organs, the workers, no one listens to me. My mind doesn't listen to me. My intellect doesn't listen to me. My subconscious doesn't listen to me. And all of the organs of the body, the senses of the body, they are in charge of me. So Raja Yoga meditation gives me internal spiritual strength to have a governing power over my own mind and the senses of my body, instead of my mind and my body being in charge of me. So we call this mind over matter. Very simple. Now, the next step for practicing Raj Yoga meditation is I need a consistent practice, a daily routine, because practice makes perfect. And the more consistent I am, even if it's for a few minutes, 5 minutes or 10 minutes every day, this will start training my mind. Because our mind is like a child that we have not trained. It will be like if you spoil a child, and then when the child gets a little older, you tell that child to sit down and be quiet. It's not going to work. Our mind is like that. It's also like a wild horse. It has a lot of power, a lot of strength, but if it's not trained, that same horse can give me a lot of grief and difficulty. We want to make our mind our friend so that I can use this mind of mine to give myself peace. In this world right now, we are facing so much tension, so much anxiety, so much worry, because everything which we depend on, our supports, are constantly changing. Whatever I'm dependent on, whether it's emotionally or physically, whenever that thing changes, then it can create a little bit of tension, worry, anxiety, fear. The stress is something which doesn't happen overnight from one incident. Stress accumulates. It might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, or 20 years. And then all of a sudden, I realized that I'm really stressed out. Stress can change my personality. Stress can bring out the worst in me, whatever is there. Stress can take away my creativity and my ability to reach my full potential. The good news is, to reverse stress is very easy. It's just a matter of putting it a little bit higher on my priority list about what is important for me every day. We work so hard to earn money. We work so hard to take care of our family, of the place we live. And this does require a lot of attention and energy, and rightly so. But at the same time, I always need to reflect that how much time am I giving myself to experience peace, calmness or experience being relaxed every day. Imagine if I am facing stress every day, which basically we all do. Whoever is living in this world is facing one or another type of stress. But I need a method to reduce and remove the effect of that stress. So if I give myself just a few moments to be completely relaxed, completely peaceful, it gives me an antidote to this stress which we face. Now, let us have a little experiment of meditation. What we'll do is we'll play a little bit of instrumental music in the background. And as you can see, I'm sitting on the ground. But in this Raj Yoga meditation, you can sit comfortably in a chair. You can even be leaning back, relaxing, provided you are alert and awake. Because when we have a lot of stress built up, when we start to relax and feel peaceful, it's very common to drift off to sleep. The moment I go to sleep or I start feeling sleepy, my practice of yoga has ended at that point. So Raj Yoga meditation requires that I be alert, even if I'm sitting comfortably in a chair. So when we practice Raj Yoga meditation, it's almost like a talk between me and myself. And what I'm doing is I'm withdrawing my attention, my thoughts, my feelings from everything which is going on in my life for a purpose, a reason. And that purpose is, it is very necessary, very important that I experience a few moments of calmness and peace. We have a bad habit, which is if there's a problem, somehow we think if we worry about it incessantly, non-stop worry, that will somehow give us a solution to that problem. But I have experienced that when there's an issue, when there's a challenge which we are facing, at that time it's very important, critical, to give myself a chance to go into silence, connect with myself, and harness this power of peace. This enables me to be away from the influence of whatever it is that I'm facing. This way I'll have a fresh perspective on whatever I'm facing, and I will get solutions, clarity. This power of peace is a tool, it's a power that helps me to resolve issues and make right decisions. So let us have a little bit of experiment of meditation. We will play a little bit of light background music, and what I will do is I'm going to speak my thoughts out loud while I'm meditating. You can just follow these words like a meditation commentary. And try with your feelings to create an experience of peace within yourself. So when we say Raja Yoga meditation, this is the yoga to first connect to myself, become aware of myself, and then connect to a source of peace. So let us start. You can sit comfortably, any position that's comfortable for you. Can play a little bit of instrumental in the background. First of all, with my mind, I make this body of mine completely relaxed, completely still. Every muscle, every organ, every cell of my body completely relaxed. With my mind, I relax my hands and my feet, relax my neck. Take a deep breath. Just be at ease. Now, I turn my attention inwards. I know there's something more to me than this body of mine. My thoughts, my feelings is very tangible. Even though I cannot see this with my eyes. For a few moments, I'm going to withdraw my awareness from everything in this physical world and be completely in touch with my own thoughts. I am the master of my own mind and my own feelings. All of the beautiful qualities, what makes me a valuable person, is all contained within me, the live, conscious being. I am like a being of light, a live actor, and this body of mine is my costume that I use to play my part on this world stage. My mind is calm, peaceful, at ease. My mind is stable. When my mind is calm, when I am calm, this body of mine completely relaxes. There's no tension in this body of mine at all. I am absorbed in the experience of peace. I can see everything with my eyes. I can hear everything with my ears. But I am beyond the influence of everything around me. This is a yogi, a Raj Yogi, stable mind, focused mind, detached from the negative influence of whatever may be going on around. Whatever tiredness or worry is there completely goes away. I am free. From any type of worry. All around me is the atmosphere of total peace, tranquility, and calmness. It's as if I am far, far away from the awareness of anything physical. All of the problems are far down below. This peace of mind gives me so much strength. I am cool, calm, at ease. Anytime I want to, I can sit down, or even while I'm walking, withdraw my mind and my feelings from this body of mine. In this consciousness, just in front of me, There's a source of peace, an ocean of calmness all around. Om Shanti. This is the basic ABCs of Raj Yoga meditation. It's extremely easy to practice. At all of the Brahma Kumari centers all around the world, there's an introductory course where you can just take a few lessons and learn the method. This power of peace gives me so much strength. It gives strength even to my own body. Because when I am very calm, relaxed, peaceful, the first thing which benefits is my own body. It makes my immune system strong. This is called Raj Yoga meditation. Our respected Amit ji is going to ask a few questions and help us to clarify a little about any inquiries on Raj Yoga meditation.
Thank you, Marji. First of all, I would like to say thanks for this wonderful session and this wonderful practice. It's really very energetic and very relaxing. I'm feeling really a peace of mind and really a great energy within my body. But I've seen there are lots of meditative practices people practice around the world. So, what is the difference between the Raj Yoga meditation and the rest of the meditation techniques?
The primary difference is that in Raj Yoga meditation, instead of using our body to make our mind peaceful, we are doing opposite. We want to use our mind to make our body peaceful. So we actually want to take our awareness away from the consciousness of the body. Not that I'm floating around somewhere, but here in practical, in reality, but to withdraw my thoughts and feelings and harness the energy, the power of the self, the live conscious being. When this mind of mine, when I become peaceful, the direct effect on my body is that my body becomes peaceful. Like we have heard about psychosomatic illness, where someone has so much tension and worry that the body actually becomes sick. So the same principle in the opposite, that if my mind is healthy and peaceful and relaxed, then my body will get the benefit of that.
Great, thanks. But I would like to know that when you came to Raj Yoga meditation, what was your life before Raj Yoga meditation, and what type of changes you felt after practicing Raj Yoga meditation?
I was quite young when I first started Raj Yoga meditation. I was just almost 20 when I started. And at that time, I was just, I would say, typical American guy, not much of a spiritual interest. I grew up as an athlete my whole life. And in college, all of a sudden, I had a interest in spirituality. And before that, I would say my temper, I had a shorter fuse. Not that I was completely an angry person, but I had a little bit of a temper. And when I started meditating, when I started the practice of Raj Yoga meditation, the first change in me is that my temperament became very cool. And the second thing that happened was the preoccupation and concern about how I looked. That also became secondary. And the beauty of this is that when I see myself more in a spiritual light, then when I see others, I see them as a person that they are, and not so much, it doesn't concern me what is the color of the skin, what is the religion, which country they're from. Each person has its own unique individual beauty. This is what the main change Raj Yoga meditation has brought in me.
Great. Means the Raj Yoga meditation had totally transformed your personality.
Yes, exactly.
So I think it has lots of benefits and effects which only people can experience just after practicing this thing. So
Yes.
with this thing, I will request all of you to just experience this technique and share your experience, your thoughts about this technique. I think as like Markji got lots of changes within not only the body, not only in the mind, but in overall his personality. You can also experience few things. It may take time, but definitely you will get the benefit by the practice. With this, I would like to say thanks to Markji for giving such a beautiful description of our inner self, our inner energy, which actually regulates our external body, personality, everything, and giving such a beautiful, simple meditative technique, which is really very, very helpful and effective. Thank you.
Thank you, Amitji. We Brahma Kumaris would like to thank again the Consulate General of India in Houston for giving so much support to the yoga community and for bringing yoga to America. We'd like to thank India for this. I myself have been to India more than 50 times, and we greatly appreciate if you look throughout America, the Indian culture has made its way into the mainstream life, and we are very grateful and appreciative. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Namaste.
I think we're still live. 1 second.